Phoenix Suns great Walter Davis. For a minute, it seemed like I was making Phoenix Suns every day when I first started this project, but it's been a minute since I've made somebody for the Suns. But Walter Davis is definitely one of the greats from the entire, from the franchise's history. Made an All-Star game his first 4 seasons. Made 6 All-Star games with the team. But he didn't start for a while, actually. So that was kind of different. And I know they didn't necessarily keep up with statistics of when a guy started or whatever early. But looks like in his first 4 seasons he didn't start at all. Came off the bench, but and if you even look at his minutes, you can tell he was coming off the bench. The season I took was the 78-79 season. He was 24 years old. He only played 30.8 minutes a game, but he put up shots when he got in. He averaged 23.6 a game that season, 4.7 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.9 steals, 3.7 turnovers, shot 83% from the free throw line, and he shot 56% from the field. Now, they brought the three-pointer in the next year. He didn't take a lot of them. Even when he did start to take some, he was just an okay three-point shooter, 27% for his career, so I couldn't hook him up there. But he could really score. A mid-range game, pull-up jump shots, step backs, that sort of thing. I thought I did a pretty decent job with him. A lot of people might not have realized this too. He is the uncle of Hubert Davis. He used to play for the Knicks and a couple other teams. Had a similar game to him, except for Hubert Davis was a three-point shooter. Walter Davis was not. Both of them went to North Carolina. Word up. Yep, they did. They sure did. I apologize for that outburst. But yeah, Walter Davis. Tried to pick the type of jump shot that I thought fit, basically. Yeah, I mean, he's considered like a Phoenix Suns legend. If you look, if you pretty much Google or YouTube him, that's pretty much what comes up. Was not a spectacular athlete, so you'll see that represented when we get to the ratings. And so none of this is really all that exciting here. It's regular kind of stuff. Kept it light. Kept it light. Kept it light. All right, let's take a look at these ratings. Walter Davis got an 80. 6'6", 193 pound shooting guard. Looks 3-point shot, he can make them, but I might even been a little bit generous on that. I might have been, but he was a really good shooter, so I kind of, he did have a year he shot over 40%, but he took 0.2 threes that year. The best year he had shooting threes he was 33 years old, shot 1.4 a game and made 37%. So that's a pretty good year, but I don't know. I might even take that down a couple, but I think we'll probably keep it where it is. As we scroll through here, not being an explosive athlete kept him down, kept the ratings down a little bit, and not being a great three-point shooter. And also, Phoenix was known for not playing any defense as a team during that time, so that his defensive ratings are not stellar either. But he did get 10 badges. Microwave and hesitation stunner, he got golds for it, but got 10 badges overall. Walter Davis. Let's hit the next guy, the Indiana Pacers. So we got another one here. We got an Indiana Pacer great, probably one of the lesser-known Indiana Pacers greats. But in my opinion, if you look at the stats, I mean, I obviously never got a chance to see him play, but if you look at the statistics on Mel Daniels, you're gonna be like, wow. Now, he only played in the ABA, 1 year in the NBA, 76-77 season with the Knicks. But, I mean, I'm sorry, the New York Nets. But, whoa, the numbers in the ABA was crazy. He led the league in rebounding 3 of his first 4 seasons. Just in rookie year included. So, his first 7 seasons in the ABA, he was an all-star. Just crazy. So I took the 70-71 season when he was 26 playing for the Indiana Pacer organization, and he averaged 21 points, 18 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and shot 51% from the field, 68% from the free throw line. They didn't keep steals and blocks, but if you look a little bit later in his career, he averaged close to 2 blocks a game a year after that. So I gave him a little bit of love on that, but not too much. The situation here, though, is he's only 6'9" and he only played center. So, of course, back in the day, guys got away with, playing center at smaller sizes or whatever. So if you look at if you look at highlights, you look at images, you can kind of tell he was a pretty good athlete, especially, but he's only 6'9", 220. So we're talking about a guy Kevin Durant size for the most part, maybe a little bit more meat on him, but for the most part, that's what we're looking at. Maybe even a similar, I won't say a similar type of athlete because he wasn't putting it on the floor and all that, but you just never know what would happen if a player like Kevin Durant played at that time. I mean, he's six. They say he's 6'9". He looks about 6'10", 6'11". But usually guys don't pull their heights down though, so you never know. But Durant and back in the day would just, they've never seen anybody like that before. So, but Mel Daniels, like I said, is a pretty good, very good player. One of the most underrated ABA players. You just really don't hear people talk about him. So check out I gave him 16 badges, 5 gold, hustle points, because he averaged 18 rebounds a game. Wow, that was crazy. Break starter, scrapper, tenacious rebounder. Had to give him that, and bruiser is what I gave him. Like I said, 16 badges. Look at the attributes. I gave him an 86. That's high. It's pretty high. It's pretty high, but man, you shoot over 50% from the field, average 20 points, 18 rebounds, and be a pretty decent athlete. Is what's going to happen. You're going to get that hot 86. So that's what I gave him. And as we scroll through here, see the rebounding numbers are really high. And we're ready for that last guy of this episode. Damon Stoudamire. And I was talking about not having a lot of representatives from the Indiana Pacers, but the Toronto Raptors, as of Damon Stoudamire, this is only the second Raptor that I've used. But Stoudamire was blazing fast. I used a 22-year-old Stoudamire, 95, 96. He averaged 19 points a game, 9.3 assists, 1.4 steals, 0.3 blocks, 80% from the field. From the free throw line, 39.5% from three-point range, and about 43% from the field. I used that year because it was actually the best he shot from three-point range. His overall field goal percentage was never really good either way. So, hey, you know what? We had to do it. But he was ridiculously fast. Ridiculously fast. One of the fastest players I've ever seen with the ball in his hands. I remember the 95-96 season. I believe that was the year that the Bulls went 72-10. And that particular season, like I said, they only lost 10 games, right? But they lost to the Toronto Raptors that year, and Damon Stoudamire was like crazy. Crazy good. And it was like the Bulls had nobody to check him. Nobody to check him. I believe it was, as I'm looking back through it, I think it was they beat the Bulls 109-108. It was the Bulls' 8th loss of the season. And in that game, Michael Jordan had 36 points. Tony Kukoc had 23. But if you look at Stoudamire, he had 30 points and 11 assists in that game. They couldn't, and he had 6 threes. They had nobody to hold him. So as you go ahead and we take a look at these stats, you see for his attributes or whatever his rating, he got an 81. Really kind of what held him down was the three-point shooting. That's what held him down. And he wasn't a very good defender at all. So had to kind of compensate for that. But the speed and, the pretty good three-point shooting. But you see, he got a lot of badges. Hook him up. I had to hook him up because of the speed and the off-the-dribble moves and, being able to score inside close to the basket. Had to get hooked up for that. But so look, check it out. This particular episode I can officially start the countdown. There are now after this episode, there are now 9 episodes left before the reveal, before the release of this roster. And I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like I'm pregnant with this roster. I got to get it, like I'm overdue. They're going to have to induce my labor to get rid of this roster. I'm like in my 48th trimester. And the baby is going to weigh about 38 pounds and 47 ounces. I got to get it out. I got to get it out. I'm enjoying it, but at the same token, I feel like I've been doing it like since like NBA 2K6 or something. It feels like that. It does feel like that. So I gotta get it going. But it's time for this clue. In the next episode, this guy is actually under 6 feet tall. He has noted for his really odd 3-point form. He shoots it like a shot put. So you should probably already know him. If you guys know basketball the way I know you know, I know you probably already know who that is. But this entire next episode is just a weird one when it comes to heights, period. We got the long and the short of it. We got all kinds of heights coming up. But remember, we're doing a countdown now. So as of now, there's only 9 more left before the release. I appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe. God bless. Peace.